Here we are with Cactar's big brother, who shoots 100,000 needles, at the Conquistador Resort in Tucson, Arizona. Having an awesome day at Sunset Point above the city, watching the sunset. And a really quick update on the Legion Go. Hey everybody, today I got the chance to go outside and use this thing in the heat. It's 90 degrees here in Arizona in November. Yep. Poolside with the glare, even in the direct sunlight, I was actually able to use the screen and play it. So 500 nits is working out, to my surprise. It's not perfect, especially for darker games such as Diablo 2, which is the only one I have working on here at the moment. Actually, I do have Elden Ring, finally. And it's pretty smooth. It's a little hard to see the darker areas in the daylight, but it's good. One thing I wanted to throw out there is that when I was sitting in the lobby and trying to be inconspicuous, having the controllers connected really drew attention, but having this tablet by itself and just doing things on it, when the controllers are disconnected, this is completely subtle and doesn't really draw attention, so that's always a plus. Another thing I found out today is this is not waterproof. No. Okay. I was in the pool area and it was pretty warm in the 90s. Had a game going. This thing, no hotspots developed, stayed cool to the touch and didn't overheat, nothing. It felt pretty similar temps, so this heat regulation on this is really well done. Pretty surprised about that as well. I've been carrying around this bag for the past couple of days and putting it in the laptop pocket. This is a rather small bag, so it was actually difficult to fit, and I'm worried about putting pressure on the joysticks. Popping these off did exactly what I wanted and let this fit into a tiny tablet pocket, nearly a giant cell phone pocket, and then just dropping these in. And it made a pretty significant difference for storing it and carrying it around, less bulk pushing into my back depending on how small your bag is. So that was a really big plus. Pre-travel testing, this is perfect for really tight packing, and I'm going to take this backpacking in Europe and all kinds of other things. So preliminary test on the packing is awesome. I did get a chance to install Call of Duty today, Modern Warfare, and I also installed Elden Ring yesterday. I got to test Elden Ring. I tried playing it on balanced mode. It was doable at 30 something FPS, maybe 35. At minimum, I'm one of those FPS people that really wants at least 60. Once you get used to 120 and above, it's really hard to revert to anything below 60. Elden Ring on performance, even with decent settings, and I haven't really tweaked anything, performed really well. Joysticks felt nice, everything, controls worked. I was bumping the M2 button on the right a little bit because there is no equivalent on the other side. So when I go to press R1, I'm a PlayStation person, you kind of hit this sometimes. That was one thing. On Call of Duty, there are dead zones in the joysticks. I have not really experienced that in my use, but turning, I think I set mine at quite a high speed, and turning, you get used to doing this sort of even turn if you put the joystick all the way to one side. Well, all of a sudden I'd be turning and then flip to 180 and I'd be on the other side. So clearly there's a giant miss in the joystick. So playing a first-person shooter actively on this wasn't viable, at least not yet. Although I don't plan on playing much fast-paced games on this. It's cool that you can do it, and the screen is just big enough to have it where you can visibly, probably competitively stay in the game, but the joysticks right now are an issue. So definitely lean towards using an external controller such as a PS4 or Xbox controller for playing any FPS on this right now as of early November. But Elden Ring was great. Diablo 2 is running really well and surprisingly high FPS if you put lower settings, and you can't really see. I've also been running my screen on 1200p. Some of the emulators run fine on 1600. I have not dropped it to 800p other than for testing. At 800 and using RSR, I found it to be far less crisp and clean as opposed to just using 1200p and put low settings on whatever game. So you're gonna have to tweak each one, but so far everything is surprisingly good and running pretty smoothly, and I'm getting pretty decent frame rates with very minor tweaking and sort of just sticking with that 1200p setting. So I'm pretty happy with this. It's up to expectations or exceeding what I thought I may have to deal with. So that's it. That was a quick update. Thanks for watching. I will see you on the next video. Subscribe for more and take care.